Hi everyone, I'm Spiro with Newsbud.com. Today we'd like to give our viewers a bit of a behind-the-scenes look at what actually takes place and what goes into producing our videos. But before I'd like to do that, I'd like to remind everyone that our Kickstarter campaign is underway and it's winding down. We currently have less than 2 weeks to go, and we have a long way to go to reach our goal. So I encourage you all to go to our Kickstarter campaign and pledge your support for independent media. At this point, I'd like to bring in one of our video editors, Broc West, and let's hear from our Newsbud team. This guy, Broc West, does a fantastic job editing our videos. A lot of work goes into it, and he's more of the behind-the-scenes type of a guy, but we wanted to let you guys know exactly what all, like I said, goes into these productions. Broc?
G'day, Spiro. Thanks for having me on, and yeah, it's good to show my face to the Newsbud audience. You guys probably know me from the Asia Pacific Perspective video series that I do with James Corbett of CorbettReport.com. But yeah, I thought it's we're in the middle of our fundraising campaign here, and we're everyone's going at 100 k's an hour to reach our goal here. So I thought it was good for us to get together and kind of maybe give people a sneak peek as to what actually goes into creating the Newsbud.com presentations. And yeah, it's been so far I've been a part of the Newsbud team for about 6 months, and it's been a crazy wild ride, and we've had some ups and downs and some troubleshooting and some issues, but that's the way things go when you start any news organization, especially a brand new, unique one like we have here with Newsbud.
Well, that's right. We are a one-of-a-kind organization. There's nothing else like Newsbud. This model has never been tried and has never been successful. And the difference between our organizations and the other organizations that you find out there is specifically our backing, the funding model. And we do this in a very transparent way, and we are 100% backed and funded by the people. We don't run advertisements, we don't have the corporate sponsors, and we're not 501c3. So this allows the viewers to actually have a say in what's taking place and what we're doing, and to be able to participate and get active in spreading information and getting the word out, and putting their money where their mouth is, voting with their dollars. So it's great to see. We're definitely very thankful for all the support that our supporters have contributed to us. As far as our productions go, and Broc, as you said, you've been with us now for about 6-7 months, and you've been a great addition to the team. It's been a pleasure working with you. Can you tell us a little bit about some of the shows that you've been editing? Recently, you've been covering the Russian newspaper Monitor. That you've been doing a fantastic job editing Professor Philip Kovacevich's productions. And can you kind of just give me like a typical day in the life of Broc West, the Newsbud editor?
Yeah, sure. Well, usually it's early morning starts, a couple of coffees to kind of get my brain into gear. But Spiro, on your end, you record the files at this stage with Professor Philip Kovacevich. You send me the files, and away we go. Philip sends through a link of all the newspapers that he is covering in that particular episode. And then it's basically a matter of, doing the digging as editors do online, and pulling the best B-roll and kind of the best images to help explain the situation and, kind of bring life to the show even more than Philip does. So I've had a really great time, and it has been challenging, but also at the same time very, very enjoyable to be doing this kind of research and this sourcing of this material, because I've never really worked on a show like this before with this kind of unique platform and format. So it's really good, and I hope people are enjoying the graphics and the style and the presentation of it all. And I think it's definitely unique, and I have to give a big hat tip to Professor Philip for creating this show, and I think it's a real asset for Newsbud. That's absolutely true. So I hope people are enjoying it, and if they are, spread the word.
Well, that's right, and you hit on many very important specific points there. one, the uniqueness of the show. There's nothing else like that. I've never seen anything else like it out there online. And Professor Philip Kovacevic, through his life and through his expertise, is able to provide us with a very unique perspective in this critical time where there has been all this buildup and tension between the East and the West, between Russia and the U.S. And he does a fantastic job, like you said. Not only does he read you those headlines and tell you what's taking place, but he also gives you his own take on what the message is and what's really going on. And he makes it very clear, his distinction between what the Russian newspapers are saying and what he sees. And then he is, of course, based here currently in the United States. That show, it's a very popular show. It's a great show. We're definitely happy to have Philip aboard on the team here. Typically, Philip's shows run about 20 to 30 minutes, closer to the 30-minute mark. Can you tell me, on average, roughly about, how many man hours? What goes into this whole production?
Well, yeah. Every episode and every production is unique in its own way. Sometimes they flow better. Sometimes they are more of a struggle to help, to put together. But generally, I would say for the Russian Newspapers Monitor, each episode is probably anywhere between 8 to 12 hours of work. And then that also doesn't really include the upload time, the coordination, the meetings that you and I have, the production meetings that I have with Sibel and yourself. Going over what we're going to do, and of course with Philip. So yeah, about 8 to 10 hours, but it can really vary, and sometimes there's a really important story that I really want to, show visually, or it's a really hot topic, and there's a lot of good B-roll and good images out there to for us to utilize. So yeah, probably there's a lot of work into it, and there's always more involved in editing than you think. You really have to be an editor or have had some experience with it in the past to understand all the fine little details that do go into making these shows what they are.
Oh, that's right. And what we look to do as Newsbud is to be able to provide professional content that's going to compete and outperform the mainstream media and the other pseudo-alternative media outlets that are out there, and do it in a way that only Newsbud can. I mean, if you look at it, so it usually takes Philip and I about an hour to record it, and then like you said, there's the download times, there's the upload times, all the 8 to 12 hour editing times. I know down there in Australia, the internet isn't the greatest, and your upload time sometimes can be outrageous. Can you tell me a little bit about some of the hurdles that you face in that respect?
Well, yeah, look, the main hurdle here, obviously in Australia, as you said, is our woeful internet speeds. We're meant to be a first world country, and we are in a lot of ways, but our internet speeds are woeful. They're really terrible. And at the moment, the government's rolling out the NBN, which is the National Broadband Network, which is, of course, way over budget and way behind schedule. And apparently people who do have it switched on now, it's not actually all that much faster than the regular ADSL that I currently use here. So yeah, it's a bit of a hurdle, but unfortunately, I'm still living in Australia for the time being. So, but on that note, that's part of why this is part of our expansion plan at Newsbud. We want to get people like Philip Kovacevic and myself and yourself to the hotspots in the world, on the ground, talking to real people with integrity, and journalists and professors. In fact, I've just begun to plan a little trip to Vietnam next year, and I've already got some professors, analysts lined up who would be potentially willing to talk to Newsbud. So how fantastic would that be to get real on-the-ground analysis and perspectives that you're not going to find anywhere else, especially from the corporate-funded dinosaur media, without agendas, without anything like that. So that's really part of the expansion plan of Newsbud if we do achieve our goal of $130,000 in phase 2.
Well, that's right. And this is the perfect time to encourage people to visit our Kickstarter campaign and pledge your support to Newsbud Phase 2, and also share this information. Sharing the information is extremely important, getting it out there as far and wide as you possibly can. No member of the Newsbud team is a marketing professional. None of us. In fact, I think we all despise it. But unfortunately, this is the current situation that we're in right now. With the model that we have chosen, where we're not going to be beholden to any corporations, governments, or foundations or anything like that, we're only beholden to the people. So we're counting and relying on the people to support us, to give us the life force that we need so we can continue to produce. And these Kickstarter campaigns, they are very taxing. They're very time consuming. They in fact, a lot of they're taking away some of the time that we would normally be putting into producing other reports and everything. But we have to survive. We have to be able to maintain our operation and hopefully expand our operation. So none of that's possible without your help and support. So please visit our Kickstarter campaign page today. Broc West, thank you so much for joining me on this special behind the scenes look. Is there anything else you'd like to add here?
No, everything we wanted to talk about has been talking about. As you said, we've been assembled an amazing team here at Newsbud, but yeah, it's going to take the support of the people to not only maintain but allow us to grow and get out there and confront and expose the powers that shouldn't be wherever we can. So thank you all once again to every single supporter for making Newsbud a reality. And if you can, please consider pledging to our campaign. So thanks, Spiro.
Thank you, Broc. Support independent media. Go to Kickstarter.com today.
We have a long way to go. Not only to continue, but to expand, become more effective, and grow together. We are only answerable to you, and you are the only ones who can keep Newsbud in existence and allow it to go much further in pursuit of journalism with integrity. Please join us. Join the Newsbud movement by kindly and generously pledging towards this 100% people-funded media with integrity. We have accomplished a lot, but this is only the beginning. And that is my promise to you.